In this presentation, I will discuss the ways renewable energy can reduce energy costs with real-world examples, highlight the barriers to renewable energy, and speak on how we can overcome those barriers. Renewable energy is a topic of increasing importance as we strive to transition to a more sustainable and resilient energy system. Renewable energy refers to energy that is generated from sources that are naturally replenished, such as solar, wind, hydropower, geothermal, and biomass. These energy sources offer a sustainable and low-carbon alternative to traditional fossil fuels, which are finite and contribute to climate change. Renewable energy can help reduce energy costs in several ways. The first is lower fuel costs. Renewable energy sources do not require fuel to generate electricity, unlike fossil fuel-based sources, which require ongoing fuel costs. This means that renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind, can provide electricity at a lower cost over the long term. In addition, the cost of renewable energy technologies have been decreasing rapidly, making them cost competitive with fossil fuels. Another way they can help reduce costs is lower maintenance costs. Renewable energy systems generally have lower maintenance costs than traditional energy sources. This is because renewable energy systems do not have as many moving parts or require as much maintenance. For example, wind turbines typically require less upkeep than fossil fuel power plants, which have more complex equipment and require ongoing maintenance. Lastly, renewable energy leads to reduced transmissions and distribution costs. Renewable energy systems can be installed closer to where the electricity is needed, reducing the need for transmission and distribution infrastructure. This can result in significant cost savings, as transmission and distribution infrastructure can be expensive to build and maintain. In addition, renewable energy systems can be more resilient to power outages and other disruptions. One example of how renewable energy has resulted in cost savings comes from the solar power use in New England. From 2014 to 2019, small-scale solar in New England saved utilities and their customers more than $1.1 billion in wholesale electricity costs. Another example comes from California. California has been a leader in solar power for many years and has set a goal of reaching 100% renewable energy by 2045. By investing in solar power, the state has been able to reduce its reliance on fossil fuels and achieve significant cost savings. On March 11, 2017, it passed a milestone on the route to powering the whole state sustainably. For the first time, more than half the power needs of the entire state came from solar power for a few hours that day, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. This had a big effect on wholesale energy prices, which dipped to zero or even to negative territory that spring during certain hours in California. That's in sharp contrast to the same hours, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., in the month of March between 2013 and 2015, when average hourly wholesale prices ranged from 14 to 45 megawatts per hour. Moving on to the barriers of renewable energy. In Chapter 7, focused on costs, we learned about opportunity costs. Opportunity costs refer to the cost of giving up one option in favor of another. In the context of renewable energy, there are opportunity costs associated with choosing to invest in renewable energy over traditional fossil fuels. One of the primary opportunity costs of using renewable energy is the initial investment required to develop and implement renewable energy technologies. While renewable energy sources can lead to cost savings over long term, they often require significant upfront capital expenditures. This can make it challenging for businesses or governments to justify the investment, especially if they are currently using cheaper fossil fuels. Another opportunity cost of using renewable energy is the potential impact on energy, reliability, and security. Renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power can be less reliable than traditional fossil fuels, as they are dependent on weather conditions. This means that businesses and governments may need to invest in energy storage solutions or backup power sources to ensure consistent energy supply. While this can increase costs in the short term, it can also provide benefits in the long term by reducing the risk of energy supply disruptions. Finally, there may be opportunity costs associated with transitioning to renewable energy in terms of job displacement in traditional fossil fuel industries. While renewable energy can lead to job creation, particularly in the manufacturing and installation of renewable energy infrastructure, there may be a period of adjustment as workers in traditional fossil fuel industries need to retrain or find new employment. Overall, while there may be opportunity costs associated with using renewable energy, it is important to consider the long-term benefits of transitioning away from traditional fossil fuels. These benefits include reduced environmental impact, increased energy security, and cost savings over time. Some ways to overcome these barriers are financial incentives and awareness. Financial incentives can help overcome the high upfront costs of renewable energy systems. Governments and organizations can provide financial incentives, such as tax credits or rebates, to encourage individuals and businesses to invest in renewable energy systems. This can help offset the initial capital costs and make renewable energy more financially feasible in the short term. Additionally, education and awareness campaigns can help overcome the opportunity costs. By providing information about the benefits of renewable energy and the long-term cost savings, individuals and organizations may be more likely to prioritize renewable energy investments, even if there are initial capital costs involved. Overall, by pursuing a range of strategies such as financial incentives and education and awareness campaigns, businesses and governments can overcome the opportunity costs of renewable energy and accelerate the transition to a more sustainable energy system.